Hey fam, welcome in. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram under That Girl Tam. This is a general reading for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. General in nature. It will not resonate for everyone, so please take what you need and throw the rest out. If you'd like a personal reading more in line with your specific situation, all of my contact information is below in the description box. As well as the links to my social media. All right, so excuse me. Let's just jump right into it. So immediately I have counterparts on the board. So those of you who identify with, the flame group, you're on here. If I've got the King and Queen of Wands, the Emperor, and the Empress. Yeah. So, I've got someone who's working a lot. I've got somebody who's working a lot. I've got somebody who's drinking a lot. The person who's working a lot and drinking a lot could very well be the same person. The bottom of the deck is the Three of Wands, clarified by the Two of Swords. Three of Wands talks about waiting. It's kind of like waiting for your ships to come in. Like you've executed a plan and now you're waiting to see, everything come together. Problem is you're still stuck in a position of needing to make a decision. I've got a couple of placements here that are like, that have you either still stuck in this indecisive mode, or you could just be recently coming out of it. But there's delay, and the delay is stemming from the indecision. The overarching energy is the Temperance card and the Wheel of Fortune, which both for me are really good. Particularly because the Wheel of Fortune is a 10 card. So, there's a change in direction, quite possibly. And literally, the wheel turns when you make the decision. Like, that's how it works. You could be going back, and I see this going back and forth in your head as it relates to the situation that you're dealing with. So, let's talk about who's on the board. I've got, you're here, you're present. I got Sagittarius. I have all the fixed signs: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Yeah. Aries, Pisces. Yeah. Okay, so you're waiting on this plan to come together, but there's still some indecision on your part. Change in direction may not even be expected. Yeah, there's a change in direction that you won't expect. Definitely I've got a sudden ending here. Here's the thing, because I also have new beginnings right behind it. With every ending comes a new beginning. The center of the reading is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands, it talks about, being burdened, having all of these responsibilities and burdens on your shoulders, right? You could have been dealing with two very separate situations, both of which caused you some degree of stress and anxiety, conflict, even arguments. I mean, within these two, different areas of your life. And although you are tired of, you're putting the burdens down, finally laying some things to rest, just letting them be what they are, I also see you planting seeds for a new harvest. With every ending comes a new beginning, and I have this right next to the Empress, which is literally the birth or opportunity for a new beginning. If you're not trying to be pregnant, I would definitely be cautious with that, because she also represents fertility and pregnancy. So you've been focused on work. I see you being stable independently. I see you've been focused on self-mastery and on just stacking up your coins, continuing just to focus on your prosperity, finally starting to see the fruits of your labor materialize, which makes you happy. So emotionally, you seem to be in a pretty good place. I do have movement here. If I had to relate them to people, someone coming in with an offer for stability or something that would lead towards stability, passionate new beginning attached to the Ace of Wands as well. So there is potential for somebody to be coming towards you. And if you know about it or you have an inkling about it, it could be giving you anxiety or just this approach, or if this person approaches you, it could cause you to have a little bit of anxiety, because I feel as though there's a truth wanting to be communicated, right? And this may have already happened, okay? Because this is all over the board. So the way I tell the story, I kind of just tell it as I see it on the board. So timing, I have no idea when it happened or if it hasn't happened yet. But here's the deal. So I feel like there's either clarity or a truth revealed or some aha epiphany communication that causes some type of heartaches. It caused this truth coming out. This truth causes separation, causes some hurt, causes conflict. It causes a fight. But the thing is that this separation. Oh shit! I just realized we have 3 knights. I have the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. So new opportunity for love as well. Okay, so this truth being revealed. Yes, causes heartache, causes separation, causes some disappointment, causes conflict, causes an argument. But the separation that comes from it is necessary for the healing that needs to take place. Because there is healing that needs to take place here. Now, if on the work side, if you are working on a new creative project, I see you if there's a new creative project, I see you spearheading something. Like taking the reins, becoming the boss, like taking over a situation. I would be mindful of because I see 2 things. I see it one way from a financial perspective, from monetary situation. So here's a couple of things. There's a lot going on here. So 1, there can possibly be a disruption to a family situation. I've got the Tower here. The Tower, the Devil, the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is, it talks about long-term stability. It talks about, like family dynamics. It could also talk about a disruption within a family situation. It also can talk about things you've done over long periods of time, like lessons learned over long periods of time, or something that you've taken a lot, because Pentacles is tangible. It's also time and energy. It's also, so This can also be talking about I'm almost looking like there's some workaholic energy here, like to the point of stressing yourself out over finances, something money related. It's like all of these responsibilities. Okay, here I'm getting something else here. So you've got all these responsibilities, all of these financial responsibilities, and I feel like you're working yourself to death. It's causing you a whole lot of stress, a whole lot of anxiety. Um, and you almost worry about it's like you worry about the money, worry about having enough money or making ends meet. You worry about it obsessively almost. And the thing is with this, with the laying down of the burdens, there's an imbalance here. There is, where either you or someone else is giving way more to a situation than the other person. So it's imbalanced. Now, the outcome for those of you who are in committed relationships, I do see an abrupt end to either a marriage or a committed relationship, or it could very well be an abrupt end to a contract. This can be like the cancellation of a contract. Yeah. Because I can see where something has been unfair, uneven, imbalanced. And that could be part of the burden. There's a contract canceled. But I do see a lot of anxiety here. Like, that's the biggest thing. You could also be experiencing, very small group of you could also be experiencing awakening symptoms. Yeah, anxiety, major life shakeup, major karmic cycles ending. Yeah, if you've been feeling closed off with time, energy, and resources, I would advise you to open up a little bit, simply because you are blocking the flow of abundance, because there is new love trying to come in. Somebody wanting to have some honest conversation with you. You may think of it, somebody wants to have a conversation with you. You might think they're lying, or they might think you're lying, or you might think they're lying. Like, it sounds pretty, but it causes you a little bit of confusion because you're not entirely sure. But with this, yeah. So for me, this is saying the Star card is about destined and fated events. It's about wishing on a star and the wish comes true. Wish is granted. It just doesn't look the way you think it's supposed to. So it's also about going to the Page of Swords. It's also like looking at it from a new perspective, seeing things with fresh eyes. But use your intuition. There could also be some telepathy going on between you and another person. Or you could be experiencing clairaudience, hearing messages in music. But somebody does want to move forward to work on a foundation, to continue building on a foundation that's already in existence. Ooh, yeah. All right. That's all the tea I'm going to give you on that. Uh-oh. All right, Sagittarius, what in your life needs to change right now? Okay, so Sagittarius, I see a few things here. For those of you who are drinking, slow down, please, and do not drive. please be mindful of drinking and driving. Okay? Very select few. For the rest of you, speaking your truth is what's going to move this forward. Speaking your truth is what's going to make you happy so that you can move things forward. But you have to be honest with yourself. All right. What could Sagittarius be doing differently? I'll take those two. I need one more, please. What could Sagittarius be doing differently? Okay, the thing that you could be doing differently, I feel like this is talking about trusting your intuition. Continue to work on your self-mastery. Focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. I think part of the reason why you're dissatisfied with how life is treating you right now is because your focus is spent everywhere else but where it needs to be. Focus on you. All right. Something difficult that Sagittarius needs to face. Something difficult Sagittarius needs to face this month. Something difficult Sagittarius needs to face this month. More self-mastery. Work on yourself for the victory and success. Stop being so obsessive over it. There is an unhealthy attachment, and this unhealthy attachment could be just, it could be more about a way of being, like, because that's what it's giving me. It's not so much of a person or something that it's something that you're doing that you're going to have to overcome. And I think it has a lot to do with this focusing, your focus, the focus on finance, the focus on your money, the focus, because the focus on the money or having enough money, it's not about you. It doesn't even really have anything to do with you and your happiness. I feel like you're busting your ass because of all of the responsibilities that you have. And the thing is that even though you've got all of these responsibilities or all of these burdens, you have to ask yourself, what responsibility do you hold in taking on each and every one of those responsibilities? Because you don't have to. You can always stop. You can always say no. You can always put them down. Right? Yeah. So this is about you and the way that you focus on money. Like there is success in this because you are going to be successful. Like you're working towards it. I see it. But the focus is on having the coins, but it's not even for you. Like that's the way I'm looking at this. It's like those coins ain't even, you're like working your ass off for these coins and the coins ain't even for you. So why are you doing that? Okay. What's blocking Sagittarius' progress? You're looking back at something that happened in the past. You could be feeling incredibly trapped by it. Whether it's a relationship from your past or just something, it being trapped to these thoughts and emotions from your past, being trapped by them. The thing that's blocking you is your inability to release this. The inability to release these feelings or these thoughts about whatever took place in the past, whatever took place either with somebody from your childhood, somebody that somebody from your past, somebody that you've known for a long time. But you're like tied up in your mind over the past. And what's blocking you is your inability to release those thoughts and feelings. Okay. What's the lesson here? This is asking you to go within, because I feel like what you already, when I see the Hermit, I always feel like you already know what you know. You already know. And having the bravery to walk away from something that you've invested energy in, you've invested this time and energy, but you're having to really examine, do you want to continue putting in energy and time into this situation, and you're not even really sure what the return is? All right. What's next? What can Sagittarius expect next? I like that. Well, somebody's walking away. So, I feel like you make a decision, there's going to be a decision made, and the decision is going to be final. While there may be differences, conflict with other people, you're okay with everybody having a varying degree of, their various opinions or various arguments. Everybody has their own position. You're okay with everybody having their own position, but you don't want to fight anymore. You don't even want to be involved in a conflict. And you'd rather just walk away. You don't want to focus on the past. You want to be present. You want to live in the present and be very present. But I do see you walking away from something, making a decision to just, I'm not going to argue with you, and be done. Yeah. All right. That was heavy. Okay. Oh, let's see. Let's do the truth deck first. I got a couple of new decks in the mail yesterday. Haven't broken them in yet. Looking forward to it. Okay, this is the truth deck. I'm going to read these cards to you. You place them in your life as you see fit. They may answer questions that you have regarding your situation. Hope you guys are having a fabulous month so far. We'll get back together. We'll get back together. Hostility, empathy overload, forgiveness, summer, texting, time to forgive. There's a theme here. Wandering eye, shift your focus, home changes, new career path, inconsistent, phone convo, confusion. Take it how it resonates. All right. I've decided to retire the romance angels because I don't give a damn about romance. And I picked up a few more oracle decks. The cards I have out here might be the only message because these don't want to talk to me anymore. Yep, I think this is it. Yep. Okay. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. Third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. Full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. We like that. Bottom of the deck. Meditate and contemplate. Okay. Any additional messages for Sagittarius? Additional messages. Uh-oh. Wait. These are sticking out, and this one's sticking out. Okay. So, trust. This card is about divine trust between people. Having the ability to trust the people that you're dealing with. Explorer. This card talks about the openness and willingness to try new things, and it goes very well with this visionary card. So, okay, I'm going to put all these together. I feel like this is telling, this is a whole different message, right? Trust, explore, visionary. I feel like if you've had some type of, and I think I mentioned a creative project from the spread. If you've got a project in mind or you have something creative that you'd like to launch, now is a really good time. Even though we're in the middle of Mercury retrograde, it ends tomorrow actually. The post shadow ends at the end of the month, but once we get to August 1st, totally go time. Good time to do some things. Yeah. You may have somebody coming onto your path that appears to be like a kindred spirit, kindred soul, a certain knowing. There may be synchronicities and serendipity that is kind of tied to it. Yeah. Take a chance. Take a chance. Beginnings. I love it. Yeah. There's new opportunities here. You have to have faith in order for those things to come through. I probably shouldn't have to tell you that, though. All right. 2 cards for Sagittarius. There goes 1. 1 more card for Sagittarius. There's 2. All right. This card's been coming up a lot. The Metal King. The Metal King is strong and arrives to lend you his impenetrable shield of protection. Damn Mercury retrograde. No matter who sends you criticism or jealousy, you will not be hurt. This ally also prompts you to think about setting healthy boundaries. When you do, no matter how uncomfortable the task may be, everyone will benefit. He asks you to make sure that you know where you end and another begins. Others' emotions are not yours, no matter how empathic you may be. Another of the Metal King's messages is to remind you how important it is to have a healthy sense of self-esteem. It's a good time to shine and be proud of what you have accomplished. And then we have the Hawk Prince. Spirit communication, paying attention. The Hawk Prince appears with good news. He flies into your life to alert you that a message is coming to help you manifest your destiny. Expect a phone call, letter, email, or conversation that lets you know the next step to take toward your greatest good, or to tell you that you've arrived at an important stage along your path. The Hawk Prince is also an ally for the spirit communication, so pay attention when you think you hear something important pop out to you on the radio, on TV, or in overhearing conversations with strangers. Spirit is constantly in dialogue with you. Are you listening? Stay open and expect Spirit to speak to you and show you the way to your prosperity in all aspects of your life. Yeah. I think I mentioned telepathy and clairaudience in the reading. And at the bottom of the deck, I forgot to mention, the Eight of Wands was there. So definitely fast incoming communication. There is something coming towards you right now. Anywho, I hope that everything resonated for you. If you like a personal reading that's more aligned with your situation, all of my contact information is below in the description box. I hope to see you guys next month. Have a fantastic rest of your July. Take care.